Hello everyone and welcome to the course of Wi-Fi Interworking with LTE by Telcoma Technologies. So in this course we are going to discuss about how Wi-Fi is interworking with LTE technology. So Wi-Fi interworking with LTE. LTE can assist existing Wi-Fi networks so that it can improve the quality of experience of wireless communication in enterprise networks. So before that, let's have what is the difference between LTE and Wi-Fi. LTE is 3GPP supported, whereas Wi-Fi is IEEE 802.11 Wi-Fi Alliance supported. Here in LTE the standard entity is UE, eNode B, serving gateway, MME, HSS, PCRF, etc. Whereas entities in Wi-Fi networks we have STA, access point, AP controller and AAA. For user authentication, LTE requires EPS AAA agreement, whereas here in Wi-Fi there is EAP based authentication which is a standard. We can have EAP aka TLS, TTLS security mechanisms. And security for user data in case of Wi-Fi LTE is encryption, whereas in Wi-Fi we require EAP based authentication, encryption, integrity protection, web MAC based authentication. Quality of service is supported in LTE and it is also supported in Wi-Fi WMM, which is not guaranteed. Handover user mobility support is there in LTE. In Wi-Fi it is supported, but vendor specific methods like access point controller required for packet loss during handovers. Tunneling protocol in LTE is GTP and for Wi-Fi it is vendor specific. Frequency interference is none in LTE and this is a big issue in Wi-Fi network, especially in case of ISM bands. Frequency bands in LTE, like we are using 1.8 GHz, SKT using 800 MHz, LGU plus 800 MHz, 2.1 GHz, whereas in Wi-Fi 2.4 GHz or 5 GHz. STA, which is there in Wi-Fi, is basically a station and it is a device which has a Wi-Fi chip and an antenna. So with bandwidth reservation mechanism, LTE can exist Wi-Fi networks so that it can improve the quality of experience of wireless communication in enterprise, and it can also increase the available spectrum. So to address the associated network selection problem between the Wi-Fi and LTE, 3GPP standard access network discovery and selection function, which is ANDSF, it is access network discovery selection function framework, which is a context aware solution, and it is named as Extended Dynamic Enterprise, EDE, as Extended Dynamic Enterprise. ANDSF is presented in this. The function of this, it can select interfaces according to real-time network conditions and then cater for the specific enterprise requirements. Next, let's discuss about fundamentals. So these are all the IEEE 802.11 fundamentals. So 802.11, it refers to family of specifications which are developed by IEEE for WLAN technology. It specifies an over-the-air interface between wireless client and a base station or between two different wireless clients. 802.11, it applies to wireless LANs and provide 1 to 2 Mbps transmission in 2.4 GHz band with either frequency hopping spread spectrum, FHSS, or direct sequence spread spectrum, DSSS. 802.11a, it is an extension to 802.11. It applies to wireless LANs and provides 54 Mbps in 5 GHz band. It uses orthogonal frequency division multiplexing scheme rather than FHSS or DSSS. 802.11b, it refers to high rate or Wi-Fi. It applies to wireless LANs, 11 Mbps transmission in 2.4 GHz band. 802.11e, it is quality of service support for LANs. 802.11g, this is basically for transmission over short distance at up to 54 Mbps in 2.4 GHz band. 802.11n, it added MIMO, multiple input, multiple output, additional transmission and reception antenna which allow for increased data throughput through spatial multiplexing, increased range for spatial diversity with the help of some coding schemes like LM coding and speed up to 100 Mbps. 802.11 AC, it provides 433 Mbps per spatial stream and 1.3 gigabits per second, and here we can have 3 spatial streams. 802.11 AC, wave 2, it is multi-user MIMO, 6.93 gigabits per second. 802.11 AD, it is under development and it operates under 60 GHz frequency band and 7 Gbps. 802.11 EH, it is a Wi-Fi halo. It operates in frequency bands below 1 GHz, for example 900 MHz. 802.11R, it is a fast basic service set BSS transmission. It supports voice over Wi-Fi handover between access points so that it can enable voice over IP roaming on a Wi-Fi networks. 802.1x, it is a port-based network access control. It allows network administrators to restricted use of LAN service access point so that there is a secure communication between authenticated and authorized devices. So these are all the IEEE 802.11 fundamentals that we have discussed. Thank you so much.